my God. There it goes. All right, it should
Did
come
you
up now.
sing?
Welcome back to Dinner and a Game, Technical Issues. This is our ongoing fight against everything.
Oh, somebody screenshot this
Done.
ASAP.
Got it.
My face.
This is amazing.
Oh my god.
Are we still frozen or like can they hear
Nope,
us?
nope. They can hear you and they can see you.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's
Wonderful.
really
Oh,
bad
there
on
we go.
Twitch.
There it
Oh my
goes.
god, I think
There it
I might-
goes.
Yep.
Oh
It
no.
just shows us all laughing now.
Yes, because we're all laughing.
Oh,
Ladies and gentlemen,
God.
welcome back to Dinner and a Game. We love you
Oh,
so
that's
much.
great.
We do all this for you. Tonight is a very special night. It is Tuesday, and that means Eberron Heroes of Brass. But it is a very, very, very special episode, as one of the heroes has fallen. Last week, Xander Cobwood bravely sacrificed himself to give his companions time to escape. And in doing so, was pounded into pretty much toothpaste.
Eberron, more like Ebergon.
Ever gone, baby. But so tonight we're going to have a special episode. It's going to be Xander Codd's memorial service. If you wonder why we're all dressed in our regalia, that's because it's a funeral, ladies and gentlemen, and we all are here to pay our respects. But before we pay our respects, we have to pay our bills, and that means announcements. Real quick, we're going to go over them as fast as possible because we know no one wants to listen to me prattle on about this stuff all day long. But we are no longer doing our race to 10K. If you did not know, we hit 10,000 followers on Facebook, ladies and gentlemen. We actually are beyond 10,000 followers at this point. We are at 10,039. So we are past our 10,000 goal, and that means tonight at the end of the stream, before we go running off to raid anybody else, we are going to be drawing the winner of the 10K contest. And remember, that winner is going to receive a copy of the Player's Guide, the DMG, the Monstrous Manual. We're going to a copy of Mordenkainen's, Xanathar's, Volo's, Tasha's, and the Sword Coast Adventuring Guide, all to one winner at the end of this show tonight. We have not set up new contests yet for that, but we are going to be setting up new contests soon as we determine how we're going to be doing contests, because 10,000 was our milestone, and we hit our milestone, so now we don't know what to do. If you guys want to go on to Facebook, maybe you can make some suggestions. But either way, we're going to be drawing the 10K winner at the end of tonight's show. Also, we still have an ongoing contest, however, here on Twitch. Kessie,
Yeah.
are you ready to go?
Sure.
Okay. Go for it.
Okay, so we're trying to get to 300 followers on Twitch. Once we do, we will be drawing a name from our follower list, and they will win the set of 3D printed minis that you'll be seeing scroll through the center of your screen. And Ray will be 3D printing them and sending them to you, ready to use. And sorry, we are currently at 251. So share the stream, let your friends know. Following is completely free.
So we have we're 251 followers. We're trying to get to 300, and we are going to be giving out these minis, and we will be giving them out as soon as we get to 300. And I've already got some of them printed out. Oh, here he is. If you can see him. Oh, you should be able to see him if I put him right here. This is the Werebat from that set. He's still on the sprues and everything, but he is a glorious mini, and just an example of the quality of minis that are going to be being printed out. They are amazing. So please give us a follow if you have not. That way you'll be entered to win. Also, if you have not, if you have given us a follow, please share it out. Let everyone know about us. Let them know about the contest. I mean, the follows are free. And all they're going to do is get notifications when we go live, which they probably have a billion other Twitch channels, so it's going to be just another one. And so, but it'll enter them in the contest. Do your friends a favor. It's a free entry. So, give us some love, give us a follow, and thank you very much, Kessie. Also, we are still participating in our Extra Life fundraiser. Extra Life is an amazing charity that does work for children, working with the Children's Miracle Network. And Dr. Joshua Runyon is here to tell us all about it. Dr. Runyon.
Yes, a wonderful charity organization to be a part of indeed. They have been around since 2008, and in that time they have raised over $70 million for sick and needy children, which is why we are so happy to be a part of it this year and be doing our part to help raise that money. This year we have set a goal for $2,000. That goal has been met already, but it is continuing. We have reached 2,445 and would love to see maybe perhaps 3,000 instead with your help. The drive is going to continue until January 14th, and in that time, if you can give, please, anything and everything helps. $5, $10, $20, whatever you can spare. It's all going directly to these kids. We are not seeing even a penny of it. You can set that up through the link that we have here in the Twitch stream chat. We also have that on our Facebook page and on our Twitter. So it's very easy for you to find and follow the link and donate if you can. But if not, we understand times are tough and money is tight. If you cannot give, please consider sharing the link provided. If God damn it, Anthony, you fucking. If you cannot give, share the link out. Just get the word out, spread it out there. If you are unable to give, but if you can do both, why not do both? Por qué no los dos? But as always, be a hero, save a kid.
Thank you very much, Dr. Runyon. Also, remember that we are going to be keeping up with this drive as long as it's running. I do believe it's January 14th, but we're going to keep this up, and we may be doing some other items involving Extra Life towards the end, just to make sure we get that last little boost in there. This is technically the last month, as it's going to be ending in January. So this is the last full month of Extra Life, so do your best to help out kids across the country and help out the Children's Miracle Network while you're doing it. Also, we are still doing our promotions where we're actually trying to keep our local gaming community strong and healthy. Our local gaming community is made up of stores all throughout our area where we all go when COVID isn't happening. But now that COVID is happening, those stores are suffering massively. So we're trying to promote local stores to ourselves, because those are the ones we know, that are doing the right thing to keep the community safe. Tonight's store is Urban Legends Comic Shop in Mesquite, Texas. Urban Legends is a comic shop and a gaming store. They're located in Mesquite, Texas, which is kind of north and a bit east of Dallas. And they are a great little shop. They're doing everything properly. They have curbside pickup. They require mask visits. They're doing their best to social distance in the store, limiting people coming in the store and everything like that. They are also have a curbside pickup, like I said, and they have delivery options available for anyone within 10 miles. So they're actually willing to deliver product to your house if you live within 10 miles of the store. They are also doing, and they also do mail order service. So Urban Legends Comic Book Shop is doing everything they can to make sure the gaming community stays safe and can continue with their hobbies throughout COVID's crisis. We know that it's easier to shop through Amazon, guys. We know that. It comes the next day. You probably already have Prime, so shipping's free. We all understand that, but the biggest thing about it is it does not help the community itself. It just puts money in Bezos' pocket, and in the end, when this is over, we need those game stores to be around. So do what you can to support your local game store and go to places like Urban Legends Comics in Mesquite, Texas, and make sure that they know that we sent you, to make sure they know that we're there supporting them just like we're here supporting us before COVID hit. The links for Urban Legends are in our chat right now. Go to their Facebook, say hi, and if you can order something from them, do so. Help out your local gaming community in any way possible. Now, the last thing is we're part of your gaming community. Hi! So if you can help us out, we would massively appreciate it. Subscriptions here go a long way. We love seeing our sub numbers go up. We love seeing people giving out gift subs. It's Christmas. You guys can give out subs, and we will not feel bad about it one little bit. But also, if you guys want to support us and you don't want to sub on Twitch, we also have a Patreon set up where you can get access to our Discord. Our Discord is growing slowly, but it's growing, and we're trying to get that built out. So if you guys want to, you can actually join our Discord, but Patreon members actually get special rewards in Discord, such as exclusive channels and exclusive titles. You also get access to, we're going to start doing AMAs at the beginning of the year. We're going to start doing exclusive content for our Patreon members, such as running games for our Patreon members only, and that's going to be at certain tier levels. We're going to be putting that all into place at the beginning of the year. Don't forget, we also have merch. Mr. Hawkins is the only one wearing any merch tonight because we're all dressed for his funeral. So he's nice and chill. But so yes, we have merch, we have shirts, we have hats, we have backpacks, we have just about anything you want think of. We have throw pillow coverings, just about everything. If you guys want to get something that is to rep your love for the show, merch is a great way to do it, and we would appreciate it. All the proceeds from the sales go directly to supporting the stream, and we love you guys for that, and we love seeing you guys rep merch and pictures. If you buy merch from us, please, or if you win merch from us, because we do give it away, please send us pictures of you in the merch so we can put them up on Facebook so we can show people this loving and supporting the show. And other than that, I think that just about wraps up everything tonight. So we're done with our announcements. Yes. Oh,
one more
go
thing.
Ahead. Go ahead.
No, well, actually, I wasn't even going to do that, but I will. Die Hard Dice. Die Hard Dice is really great. They're wonderful. They support the community a lot. If you want some really cool dice, go to Die Hard Dice. Tell them Dinner and Game sent you. It won't get us anything. Oh, I'm frozen?
Nope.
What? Oh. Well, I don't know.
No, you're not frozen on mine.
Well, anyway.
She's not anymore.
Buy some dice, Die Hard Dice. They're really, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them Dinner and Game sent you. It doesn't get us anything, but they're really cool people, and we want them to know that we support them. Anyway, also, it's my mama's birthday today.
Happy birthday to Mama.
Yeah.
I forgot to wish her a happy birthday.
I just wanted to say that on the internet. And she's gonna hate me for it, but that's okay.
The internet is forever. We all know Kessie's mom's birthday.
Why didn't you say anything to me before?
No, I'm the worst child ever. No, I'm the worst child ever. I talked to her all morning this morning without realizing that it was December 1st. Until I got to work and I went to go put my date on the stuff that I was putting in the lounge, like in the refrigerator, and I was like, oh fuck, what day is it? Oh. And they were like, and somebody was like, and I was like, it's December 1st, isn't it? Oh fuck. Oh fuck.
Birthday,
I was like,
Mom.
I talked to my mom all morning and it's her birthday and I didn't say anything. It's like,
You
God,
are
I'm the worst
child ever.
I am the worst, y'all.
But that's okay. She'll forget you.
I don't know. Asher's been kind of a dick today, so I think you're good.
Asher. Well, Asher's still at the age where he thinks dumping over everything you've been working on all day is funny. So
Yeah.
It's okay. He's cute.
he is adorable. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm
let's
not that
get
cute
down
anymore.
to
I can't
it.
get away with bullshit.
So we are going to go over some things real fast from last game, just to get everyone up to date. First off, last game, the heroes had wrapped up cleaning out the underground temple. They had fought off all the minions within the temple, including several very powerful demons. And they had managed to actually take down the... Oh, good lord, I think a cat just killed itself. They had actually managed to take down the mistress of the cult, who was captured and being led out of the dungeons. They marched through the cogs, which is the lower reaches of of Sharn, the city of spires, and they marched her back through the cogs, and they brought her back up, and they're trying to get to a place where they can call a skycab to get her quickly to a police station and get her put under lock and key. As they were doing this, they were going down a very hang on one second. Something's knocking something down everywhere. But anyway, sorry. Some they were basically going through this area. And it was pretty much a slums area, and as they were walking by, the street kind of split into two rows, one on either side, and they knew the elevator was on the center where the buildings and the buildings were, about a block down from where they were. And just then, as they were deciding which way to go on the two splits of the street, a huge commotion began inside down the street as a vendor had set up a open air restaurant, and half these people were sitting in chairs in the street itself, and two carts were going by. And they were basically the carts were arguing over who should go first, and that had blocked up the street, and the street was really kind of packed with people. And they were trying to decide if they were going to go that way or they were going to go around some more clearer path. They had decided to go through the crowd in order to try and lose themselves in the crowd as well and use them for concealment. When, as they passed by and started walking up that portion of the street, two gigantic Warforged-like creatures came out of the building to their left and came storming into the street, and they had platforms built onto them, and two actual Warforged were on the platforms with heavy crossbows. One on the front and one on the back of each one of the giant creature's chassis. As the fight began, the players were doing their best, trying to scramble to get through the crowd, to get past all the Warforges, and to get to the elevator. As they did so, the creatures were putting out a massive amount of damage, and people were getting hit left and right. They had some kind of weird sweeping attack where they hit multiple people one time. They one-shotted Powder. It was completely terrifying, and they realized that they were going to lose, and so everyone began scrambling to get to the elevator just to get out of the place. As they scrambled to get to the elevator, one of the giant creatures walked over to the elevator itself and began beating on the elevator shaft, which everyone thought was hilarious because I said shaft. But it began trying to destroy the elevator system, and as that was happening, Xander was back at the back where the first Warforged was. He was further down the street. He was one of the people farthest away in the elevators, and a vision came to him of a gentleman that he recognized as being the same figure that was on the statue in the temple temple of the followers of the flame, that had been the statue of the man who fell from grace and lost his way and fell to the darkness, the dreaming darkness. And he basically came to Xander whole and unblemished by darkness, and told Xander that if he was willing to make a sacrifice, that he could save everyone, but it would cost him. And Xander agreed, and on his next action, he began playing his bow. And both the giant his fiddle, he had been bowing his fiddle, sorry. And both the giant Warforged turned and were hypnotized by him, and both of them moved all the way up into base-to-base contact with him. The one that was attacking the elevator walked all the way over to him, and they just stood there hypnotized. The four Warforged, because there was two on each, were still able to, not hypnotized by it at all, were still firing their heavy crossbows. Xander just stood there and played, while everyone else ran for the elevator. And at the end of his action, or at the end of that situation, he stopped playing, and both the giant Warforged attacked him full on, and basically pretty much killed him. And he got to give one final message to his friends, and then the Warforged attacks happened. And he was pretty much all they could really see was each of the Warforged had a hammer and an axe on each hand, and as they were getting on the elevator and getting the elevator to, and Powder was rigging the elevator to go up because the controls had been damaged, all they saw was the Great Warforge's arms come up and come down on Xander, and they couldn't see him anymore because there was dust and everything and debris, everything from them actually hitting the ground as well. And they went up in the elevator and they made it back to the upper levels. They managed to hire a skycab, and they went back to the Orion estate, where the priestess was given over to Captain Germain, or Sergeant Germain, and they all were given rooms to rest in. And that's kind of where we left off. Everyone had gone. Everyone had basically told me what they were doing. Most of you were trying to rest. Some of you obviously were not going to be able to. But you basically spent the evening, and you're going to have the credit for a long rest as you get up in the morning. So morning comes, and each one of you has your own room. You're on the 3rd floor, by the way. The 2nd floor is the main residential part where the Lord and his lady and their children live. So as you guys are waking up, each one of you has an attendant, and as you wake up, as you make noises and start to stir, the attendants come in, and they basically help you get ready. They provide, if you want them, there's baths drawn for you. If you need anything, if you want to take breakfast in your rooms, whatever you need, they're there and attending on you. They also inform you that tonight's dinner has been canceled, except for a very small number of people. Yourselves, Lord Orion, Sergeant Germain, and a couple of other dignitaries are only ones who are going to be attending, as tonight has been called a memorial service for Xander Cobwood, and that you are all informed that Xander Cobwood's mother and father have been brought into House Orion via teleportation circle, and they are here.
Get to meet the folks. Yikes.
So
Yikes.
yeah, so what are you guys gonna do?
Well, dude is crudely, because, education, well, he is kind of educated, but he's not well. He does have a -1 in intelligence as it stands. He's writing a letter, and once he's done, he opens the backing of the frame, and he tucks it into the frame, and then closes it back up, drapes the white sheet over back of it, and kind of sets it to the picture side against the wall, tucks it behind the bed, puts something in front of it, going the extra mile to make sure that nobody ever sees that, ever.
Gotcha.
Unless they're supposed to.
Right.
Because
We've all already seen it.
none of these people would have seen it. They
Absolutely
would never
not.
evade dude's trust like that.
They would never.
Oh yeah, you
break-
didn't see that.
I have not seen anything. I have no idea what you're talking about.
They would never
Well-
break the bonds of
Or
sanctified
no,
friendship.
actually, I believe that I've already seen the picture and that it's just
the tobacco.
a framed and touched up tabaxi picture.
Yep. A naked tabaxi.
And you
with a
have-
provocative.
And you have
pose.
not, and you have yet to correct me.
So, what are you guys gonna do? What are your plans?
I was gonna say the same thing.
Xander took the secret to the grave. Yeah. I'm going to. I'm going to actually get dressed up.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have them bring some nice clothes for me. I'm gonna do a pretty simple, just like button-down tunic. I'm still gonna wear my cloak, but I won't wear it up over me. But I want the tunic to have kind of like longer flowing sleeves. I'm asking for some like silk gloves that I can put over my hands. Get some boots that aren't just like worn and muddied, and probably still have a little bit of blood on them. get some nice pants. Like just I'm going the whole.
Actually,
I'm going the whole 9 yards. Just I'm gonna get an outfit that's basically like something that Xander would wear, like on a casual day.
I was gonna say they
Um,
did
but
lay out
like, like
clothes for you. They just might not be
okay,
exactly what you're looking for because you're looking for something specific. So
yeah,
you know, because your clothes and your armor were taken away to be cleaned. Because obviously, when you showed up last night,
yeah,
you guys were still a mess.
yeah. Um, I'm gonna take a look at the clothes, and if they're not close to what I'm looking for, then I'm gonna ask that something else be brought to me,
They're
and
they're
I'll give
they're
them
nice
specific.
clothes, but they're not what
Uh,
you're looking for. Because if you're looking to emulate Xander, then yeah, they're not what you're looking for.
but yeah, I'm gonna do that, and I'm I'm going to like not pull my hair back like up, but just kind of get it like combed back,
Mm-hmm.
so that way it's not all up in my face for this. Um, kind of trim up the beard a bit, like shape it better, like make myself look a bit more presentable without like fully cleaning up my face. Because I still want to kind of hide some of these scars as much as I can. But I'm gonna get fancy.
Got it.
I'm gonna get fancy for this.
Understood. All right.
And while that's while like they're preparing everything, eventually, like before now and then, I do want to go and speak to Powder for a second.
That's
Well, then
funny. I had to talk to you too.
In that case, let's just segue over to see what Powder is doing. Powder, what is your doing? What are you doing for the moment?
So and he gets up in the morning, and he actually didn't sleep super well. He stayed up a little bit, and so he actually puts on some emergency makeup, just a little bit, just enough to like make his eyes look a little bit clearer, and not as like it's for whenever he wanted to. Whenever he stays up all night tinkering, he wants to look a little better in the morning and not look sleep deprived for a funeral. So he puts on this little bit of emergency makeup, and he puts his hair into a ponytail,
Mm-hmm.
an actual ponytail like I would, because Powder has the exact same haircut as me.
Got it.
And he just looks at the clothes laid out, and he goes,
Nice.
"Well, alrighty then, sounds good," and gets dressed and just kind of like prepares his infusions for the day and does a little bit of tinkering, and then he actually, I imagine like I'm going out the door to leave to go ask Bastion how his cloak is fitting and how it's working for him, if it fits well, and Bastion's just about to knock. I like to imagine that.
Gotcha. No problem. So, Bastion, you go to knock on Powder's door, and as you reach out, the door swings open, and Powder is standing there.
Oh, hello.
Oh, I was just coming to look for you.
As was I for you.
Come in if you need to speak. I wanted to look at how the cloak was fitting and how it was working for you. I know you haven't used it yet, but I want to make sure it fits and it looks all right.
I haven't had the chance to use it at this exact moment.
Exactly.
It seems a bit faux pas to sneak through the manor that we are currently staying in as welcome guests.
There's no need to sneak about.
Although I'm sure that if I did, it would go just positively well for me. But I did want to come in and speak with you for a moment. I would like to. I would like to see about potentially having you craft an item for me if you have the time and the capability. I'm gonna go inside and I will. I will make sure the door closes behind me. Now that we're not like out in the hallway, I say. So last night I came clean, and
Still not going to get used to the voice change, but go ahead.
well, while we're out where there might be prying ears, it's just I feel like it's the most prudent choice. I just want to know, you're pretty good with crafting and tinkering and whatnot. Is it within your realm to create something for me that would change my appearance?
It would take some time, for sure. But yes, I could.
I'm just having I'm having some anxiety about really everything. It's it's difficult to have a bunch of, and it's not that I consider you to be one, but it's difficult to have a bunch of loose ends running around.
I completely understand. You shared very secretive, dangerous information with us.
I was ready to kill Otto before it was revealed to me that he told Alden because Alden wanted to know more about me, and Otto knew me, and it's as I said, the whole thing only really works if I'm still technically dead. And so I was kind of cleaning myself up, and I thought I better not shave the whole thing off just in case, because I can't really change my face.
I understand. So, like I said, it will take me some time. I don't know how long. It depends on how the next few weeks go and how much free time I have, but
If there's materials that you need to gather, or components, or whatever you need, if there's a gold cost to it, I would be more than happy to put my own in there. I'm not asking you to do this out of the kindness of your heart. I'm asking you to do this as a job. I want to requisition something from you.
You already got your freebie anyways. The greasing of the palms. But to be honest, Bastion, I need to tell you, I didn't plan on telling everyone about my past. But when you dropped it, I decided to come clean with everyone too. My original intention was to only tell you. I know that this group is very tight-knit and we're all close, but you and I have always ended up on the same side of things. We see things very similarly. I trust you.
I'd agree with that.
I trust everyone here, but I'd be lying if I didn't say I trusted you more, or I didn't trust you more.
Well, now I just feel like a right arse.
Don't.
Because, the whole lying to you thing.
Don't worry about it. I was keeping secrets too. Not as drastic of secrets, of course, but that's neither here nor there, Bastion. I need you to know that I need you, and I think you need me. I don't think it's chance that we ended up together. I know that things have been very tough, especially with us losing Xander now. This is going to be more than any of us thought. We need to stick together and watch each other's backs. I'm going to be apologizing to Astrid today for our actions with the heart. I think she'll understand why we were so desperate now.
I'm not so sure that An apology is absolutely necessary for that. Um, we we waited as they asked. We gave them the time that they needed for us to find out that in the end we were right anyways.
Exactly.
Um, but I think that it's a nice gesture at least, and she'll appreciate it.
Well, seeing as how I'll never get a chance to say it to Xander, I don't want to miss my chance to say it to Astrid.
Oof. You know, that's fair.
But I'm glad you came to my room today, because I did want to tell you all these things. These are strange times, but I think we can succeed. But your hat, I will work on immediately.
Oh, I mean, yeah, if it's a hat, that's fine. But if it's, you know...
Oh, it's a hat. It's going to be a hat that will disguise you.
Well, all right.
So-
I appreciate that. And I'm going to take... I'm going to take 50 gold out now, and I'm going to give it to him as a down payment for the materials that he's going to need.
Wonderful. Perfect. Thank you.
All right, cool. So while you guys are talking, while that conversation is happening, number one, that phone number is not real. No one call it.
Please, God, don't call that number.
Who knows what type of trouble we can get into?
Which he has the disclaimer on it, but he's blocking the disclaimer.
Not a real number. All right, so while that's all happening, Astrid, what are you doing in the morning? I know you probably have a routine that comes with a dawn.
Yeah. But yeah, Astrid would not have slept a whole lot either. She would have definitely tried to do some meditation before going to sleep, but for sure when she gets up, her first thing she'll be doing is sitting down to try to meditate, but she's going to have a hard time focusing on anything.
So as Astrid is sitting to meditate, and as you said, the calmness and the serenity that you're seeking is just eludes you over and over and over again. And just as your patience is getting exhausted and you are ready to just get up and go about your day, because this is obviously not happening. Just on the edge of the darkness of your vision, not on the edge, but far away in the darkness of your vision, there is a small dot of light that appears. And as you're sitting there, the light comes forward towards you. It's very dimmed. It's subdued. But as it walks towards you, it is the figure of it's a humanoid figure. And the closer it gets, the more clear it gets. But it's very hazy and fuzzy around the edges, like the entire figure is made of a very dim light that's barely held together. And the figure walks up to you, and in your mind you can hear a voice, and it says, "This is not what was intended." This is not what I would have wished our meeting to be like. I wanted to reach out to you first. But he was losing himself, and he needed help. I understand what that's like. And for just a minute, the figure, the fuzz around the face, solidifies enough to where you can see it is a much younger version of the statue that was in the that was down in front of the hidden room in the old temple. And he says, he found his way back. He did something I never could. Every one of you now carries this small piece of me. In times where there is no light and where darkness presses on all sides, there is always one small light in the darkness. If you reach for it, it'll be there. I am sorry for your loss. Do you say anything?
I'm just happy to know that he's at peace.
I believe he would have found his way back to his peace on his own. Despite all of his eccentricities, he was a very strong person. Each one of you are. Just so happens that your strengths are very complementary. You have a rare opportunity to make a real difference. Don't squander it like I did.
I'll do my best not to.
I believe in you. I believe in all of you. And I am honored to be carried by such heroes. My time grows short. This is not easy to maintain. Take time and heal. Mourn your friend. But as you said, know that he is at peace. Farewell, Astrid. Hopefully you will never have need to call on me.
I hope not.
And just remember, no matter how strong all of you are, you still need each other. Especially now. And with that, you come out of your trance. Despite the emotional state you're in, you actually feel rested. You're not calm, obviously, but there is a certain sereneness to the grief that you feel. it feels like the right thing. What are you going to do with the rest of your day?
That's a good question.
Well, the rest of the morning, I should say.
Yeah.
You are
Just
left
try.
robes. And honestly, the odd thing is, you're left a gi. Because I'm assuming you dress in typical monk affair.
Yeah.
So you're left a gi. And the gi has the symbol of the flame, the silver flame, on it.
You mean I don't follow the silver flame.
Sorry, not the silver flame.
Path of light.
Yeah, the path of light, which is the silver flame. So it's basically that
okay.
single flickering fire.
Mm-hmm.
And it has the symbol of the path of light on the back.
It's just not a member of the church.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just get dressed in that then and just get ready. Best as I can.
Oh, I just realized that I said something about those whack jobs at the with the silver flame being right. To you, like to your face.
Alright, dude.
So after the letter and everything is done, and I wake up, the people come in and whatnot to help me, I definitely let them, I assume that they're under the impression that they would draw me a bath and they would get me ready, but I definitely kind of give that weird, I definitely kind of verbally force them to bathe me. In a sense to where I'm just not understanding. I'm definitely understanding, but to the point to where they're just like, okay, fine, let's just do it. And I make it super awkward for them. I really don't like these guys, and I feel like I'm just trying to kind of it's really just find some humor in the suffering of these pompous assholes, whether they work for them or not, or whether they are them or they're just working for them. And then whenever they're dressing me, as one does try to fit a tie around my neck, I assume that he's trying to strangle me. And so I headbutt him so hard, and I take the tie, or the bandana of what I assume it is, as a trophy, and fixate it around my head. I need to see something really quick. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Also, I have a ton of stuff on my... Oh, that's why. I was on the wrong barbarian character sheet. I need to go to Dude, not to Hank. I thought I had something, but I guess I don't. So I get in, and I rip my sleeves off because fuck that. They were very tight around my arms anyways, and I did not care for it. Or
Yep.
Dude did not care for it. I don't have Dude's arms.
Very few people do.
Yeah.
Mainly just dude.
Yes. I would like
He's a
to...
brick house.
Whenever the people are in there bathing me, are they quiet, or are they talking to each other? Are they just... what's the vibe I'm getting off of them, other than I really don't want to be doing this right now?
Actually, they're pretty much doing their best to make you feel comfortable. They're doing, you headbutt the guy and he goes stumbling backwards, and one of the other people rushes over to check him. But the other one's looks at you and is like, "Oh no, I'm sorry. He wasn't trying to attack you. It's a garment that people wear. You're not you're like ignoring him and tying it around your head. He's like, "You're not required to wear it, or you can wear it like that." Yes, absolutely.
Fantastic. You're welcome.
He's he kind of nods.
Why'd you tie it funny? It's fine.
And he says, "It's just a formal bit of attire that some people wear. Don't worry about it."
Sure.
He says, he's like, would you like to take breakfast in your room? Would you like to go downstairs? Yeah, I do believe the others are already getting up as well. He says,
What's downstairs?
Downstairs, the main room has been converted into a large dining area. He says, and they're basically, the people will be coming there for the service this evening, for the dinner this evening, in honor of Mr. Cobwood.
I would like one man posted outside of my door at all hours. Nobody gets in, nobody gets out except for me.
Very well. We will have one of the guards assigned to the door.
He definitely did not think that was going to work, but that's fine. He's like, all right. I'll go downstairs. Let's see what's going on down
If
there.
you have anything precious that you're storing in your room, there is actually a vault in the basement.
Tell me more about this vault.
It is the storage vault for the household precious items that are on display in the museum below.
Yes, I would definitely like to go see this vault with my precious
no,
items.
No. Only members of the guard can take the items down there. I'm just saying if you want to utilize it, your items may be stored there. One of the guards would take it down for you.
I don't know if you know this. And I pull out my FBI badge and I flip it at him. I'm a member of the guard.
The Sharn City Watch. Yeah, we supplied them with much of their arms. It's perfectly fine. I understand if you want to keep the item in your room, you can. No one will come in or out of the room if you're not here. But either way, it's up to you.
So you're saying this badge means nothing in comparison to the guard?
Outside of the grounds, it means everything. You're the law.
Put it back in there, like, fine. Leave it in here. It's fine. Let's go see what's going on downstairs.
Very well. So by the time, because they weren't ready to bathe someone, because they were like dressed in nice attire and everything like that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
By the time someone had run to change into something so they could actually bathe you, and then bathe you and dress you and pamper you and everything like that, you took up most of your morning with that.
Yeah, I assume so. I figured it was going to take quite a bit of time.
So it's coming up on late morning now. Everyone is coming downstairs, I assume, or...
Yeah,
So
I go downstairs.
as you come downstairs, you see Lord Orion is down, and you have to go down 2 flights of stairs to get all the way down. Lord Orion is down in the main dining room. There is another gentleman there with him, and he has got medium-length silver white hair. He looks very distinguished. Where Lord Orion is kind of short, but very wiry of frame, this man is tall and very broad of shoulder. And he has, his face is completely shaved, no mustache, no beard, no nothing. His hair is pulled back, but not tied in a ponytail or anything like that. But it is long and almost falls back to his shoulders. The woman sitting beside him is just as tall as he is, almost. She has long black hair that is just starting to go to silver in some spots. She is strikingly beautiful. She has, her eyes are very red. It's obvious that she has been weeping. But she is sitting down. They took all the, remember that giant room I described with all the different sitting areas with a wall of windows? and the hearth. They took almost all these sitting areas out. They moved them out to the outer edges of the room and took most of the couches out of the room itself. And in the center of the room, there is now a long banquet table that's actually being set up by servants right now. They are sitting in one of the sitting areas that's still left in that large living area, and they are sitting there together. And he says, well, Lord Orion is looking at him. And the last, as you're coming down the stairs, you all hear Lord Orion say, "I do not know how we can express this any more than one father to another. Your loss is beyond comprehension." And the dark-haired woman smiles, and she says, "We thank you for your sincere words, Lord Orion. My son was finding his way." At this, the gentleman, the much larger gentleman, kind of chuffs, and he says, "Finding his way. Yes, he was finding his way. But we understand that he was making quite a name for himself. And I mean, acting, it is what it is. But this whole thing with the powder kegs, says he was finally becoming a man." And she reaches out and puts a hand. The woman reaches out, puts a hand on his arm, almost with a disapproving look on her face. And he kind of looks at her, and he looks over at Miss Lord Orion, and he says, "My son and I had, at best, difficult relations. But I feel at ease knowing that he was becoming everything I always thought he could be." And by that time, you guys are coming down the stairs, like into the actual area. And as you come in, Lord Orion turns around and he says, he looks at you all and he says, "Yes, if you would like, we can have a breakfast, as I would like you to introduce you to Mr. and Mrs. Cobwood. This is Xander's father and his mother." And Mr. Cobwood comes walking over to you, the group of you, and in turn he shakes each one of your hands, and he kind of like looks at you, each one of you in the eye. Astrid, he takes your hand and he kisses it, as is proper in gentleman society. But for each one of the guys, the handshake is firm. Dude, you probably barely even notice it. But, it's obvious that he puts effort into making sure.
I was going to ask, yes.
Yeah. No, but you do notice that he is trying to put effort into it, trying to make a strong grip of it. You're just a beast yourself, so it's like really not that noticeable at all. But for the rest of you, it's a very firm handshake. And he has a look in his eyes when he looks at each of you, and it's like this.
Like he's looking down on you?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's like this. He is burning to ask questions. He almost has a desperate look on his face when he goes to shake each one of your hands.
As he shakes Powder's hand, Powder says, "I've heard so much about you."
Again, he chuffs and he says, "Oh, that's probably not a good thing."
Powder just chuckles. "Yes."
That was yes.
As if dude says that, he goes, "Yes." But if dude doesn't say that, he just laughs.
No, I definitely said that.
Then I nod and go, "Yes, but neither here nor there."
Well, no matter what Xander and I's relationship was, I would love to hear what he meant to all of you. And he gestures to the table. And his wife kind of looks at you all and she says, He always loved the idea of adventure. And I thought going out and seeing the world would be enough. I had no idea that this was part of who he was. And she kind of like turns and looks away, and he puts a hand on her shoulder. And he says, "You have to understand, Xander left home not under the best of terms. I would say he ran away, but he was old enough to do as he wished. And when we found out he had joined an adventuring party, I mean, we knew about the acting. It's what he said he wanted to do. But when we found out he had joined an adventuring party, well, frankly, I didn't know what to think. And of course, his mother was terrified. She sobs a little bit. And with good reason. He says, and at this point, he motions for all y'all to sit down.
Dude's already at the seat. Just
Yeah.
sitting there waiting for breakfast to be served.
Yep.
As just kind of watching, but like he's really intently watching the father. But that's he doesn't say anything yet.
And he sits down, he sits down with all of you, and he says, but what I'd like to know is, what you all spent time with him, and obviously you all meant something to him. What can you tell me about my son?
He was brave.
He was a natural-born leader. He came up with the name of the powder kegs on the spot.
We don't hold it against them though.
He met his end with great honor.
We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. Without his sacrifice, none of us would have made it.
He was good for a laugh.
At least
He
that
taught
didn't
me-
change.
Good.
So he says, at least that didn't change.
He taught me the importance of relaxing after working so hard and enjoying the finer things in life.
He says, that is definitely something he excelled at.
He was.
He looks almost upset for a moment, and then he kind of gets himself back under control.
He was. He got under your skin.
He actually laughs.
What's so funny?
Well, once again, he and I did not have the best relationship, so that one I can understand.
Yeah, you said he ran away from you?
I don't know. I think he was ran away from all the responsibilities. He's the heir. You know, that means a great deal.
But there had to been some sort of catalyst. There had to been something to happen to move him there.
He wanted to pursue one goal, and I wanted him to take over the family business.
Can I roll insight on that?
Sure.
I would also like to roll insight on that.
I got
My
a 14.
insight is this guy's a dick, and I want to kind of make him feel like a dick, so I'm not going to roll insight.
Because you don't care.
I don't. Yeah, I don't. I just like, my friend is dead, and this guy is a dick to him. I'm projecting onto this guy, basically.
Mhm. So who rolled insight?
I rolled a 14,
18.
and Josh rolled an 18.
We're back alive. So far, so good. I'm trying to see what's going on. Hi, guys.
Wow.
Back.
Give us just a moment. We are back, but we don't want to have another big interruption. So give me just a moment while I check some connections and see if I've got anything running in the background that might be giving us some fits. I don't really have much running up in the background right now, though.
So, Powder built his first gun at the age of 5. Fun fact.
Fun fact. Shot off
I
with
was
a big
think-
toe at the age of 7.
Fun fact about Dude, he killed his first person at the age of 5 in a child fighting pit at the lower levels of Sharn.
A child fighting pit.
Fighting pit.
Yeah, it was like
Hell yeah.
Toddler fight
Yeah.
club.
it was,
Toddler Fight Club.
First rule about Toddler Fight Club: you can't about Toddler Fight Club. Toddlers are very incoherent in their speech. Second rule:
not allowed to. It's just like, good luck fucking understanding
they just
anything.
think-
Technically.
they
Oh,
just-
yeah. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
and then most people just think they're making it up because
Yeah.
that's what kids that age do.
It was like, most of the time they thought that was the case, like, until like toddler dude came home just bloodied as shit. And his parents were like, "What happened?" And I was like, "Kill Jeffrey." He still talks like that too. Like, yeah, he still talks like this as a baby. He's like, "Who's your little baby?" I am the baby. Thank you.
I am the baby, thank
Goo
you.
goo.
Goo
Goo
goo,
goo
gaga.
gaga.
Like,
Where's the ale?
yeah,
I mean,
Baby dude would like some ale
yeah,
in
baby
a bottle.
in a bottle.
What is this? Nipple?
Make sure to warm it up first, so that way it's easier for baby dude to digest.
I don't know what's
Yeah.
going on, ladies and gentlemen, but we are having some severe technical issues.
What happened?
Well, I was relaunching the Twitch app, and it stalled out.
Yeah.
And
Switch over to OBS.
well, I can't because I don't have this loaded up in OBS.
I got it.
And the other big thing is that every time I try and transition, it seems to be locking up slobs.
Oh no.
That's
So
cool.
that is not cool at all.
That's my favorite.
I mean, I'm still seeing us on the.
Yeah, we seem to be streaming okay. It's just that my computer seems to be going AWOL, and I cannot control alt delete.
Oh.
That's
That's never fun.
Tell me about Bastion's childhood, or not Bastion's childhood.
Bastion. Bastion grew up in a small fishing village, somewhere on the west coast of Eberron.
Yeah.
You've probably never heard of it, but Reese. Reese grew up in Eston. Born into a family that was serving one of the dragon marked houses for generations.
Mm.
So very formal education and social and proper etiquette and
yeah.
just a pretty standard like quasi noble upbringing.
Yeah. Cool. What would you say?
Didn't kill a man until he was 17.
Okay. Well, that is usually like, a passage of adulthood, so it's a little late. You're a late bloomer. That's okay. Astrid, when was the first time you killed a man?
How long have we been on the road?
Okay, Powder. When did
Sorry,
you
sorry.
Okay,
Sorry.
try to
My
slow
mom-
as much as possible by
Right?
talking very slowly?
Yeah.
Uh,
we're not stalling, ladies and gentlemen. We're not stalling at all.
Yeah, for Astrid, I don't know. Because she grew up in the monastery and had recently left the monastery, so she probably beaten the shit out of some people.
That's fair.
But
Yeah, like let's
not ever
let's
really
talk about
killed
the first-
anyone.
What was the catalyst of your combat experience? I guess would be the best question.
I mean,
Were you given to the monastery?
yes.
Well, hang on. Is
Okay,
is this
so-
backstory that like you are ready to share out of character? Because like
This is really just for us to
Huh?
have converse.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, I'll
like-
share it out of character if you guys want to hear it. I mean, I don't really care.
I mean, if you share it out of character, I'm going to pry super hard to get it in character.
That's fine
Let's-
too. Whatever.
On that portion, what is
Like I told you my deep dark secrets. Now expose your secrets to me.
if Astrid was on Tinder, what would be her biography?
God.
That's a better question. That can definitely not.
So it
Oh,
would definitely have no
yes.
hookups on it.
Yeah.
no hookups. Only for serious relationships. Only. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me get my tacticlaw out here real quick.
Yeah.
Tactical.
Oh god.
We may
Must
have
be
to
into
reboot,
light,
guys.
no dark.
What?
Must
Must
be into light, no dark.
Like no baddies.
No
No dream-
baddies.
no
No
dreamers.
baddies.
No bad boys.
Dreamers.
God.
Dreamers.
God.
Oh, I
Dreamers-
guess I was
Dreamers-
wondering.
Yeah, dreamers swipe right.
Can kick your ass, so don't test me.
I would definitely. Which way? Wait. Which way do you say yes? So which way is no? Is it right is no, or right
Let's
is
find
yes?
out.
I think it's right is no. I think right is
I
no.
have no
I can
idea.
tell
Like,
you right
I've
now.
never used Tinder. I've been on Tinder one time, but it was on Faith's phone on her Tinder. She's like, "Here, have fun with this," and I was like,
Left is no,
"Oh."
Right is yes. So swipe right for yes.
Okay.
Oh, so dreamers swipe left.
I used it in between my previous relationship and my relationship with my wife now, and it was interesting, and I did not care for it. Dating
Only
Never
for-
used it for myself.
dating sucks, and I'm glad I found my wife.
I've had 2 experiences with it, both of them bad.
Yeah.
I've had one experience with it, and the girl ended up burning my socks on Facebook Live when we broke up.
Yep. True story.
That's still a
a
classic
true
story.
My next question:
I forgot that you met her on Tinder, bro.
Powder. How does Tinder profile description be?
Oh, this is
Um,
a real crazy turn, guys.
So
Something along the lines of "I made this app, fuck off" or something
yeah,
like.
something along the lines of explosive in
check the
bed.
file.
That.
Explosive in bed.
I
Yes.
I fucking love it so much. Ooh, no.
Girls, ladies, I'm here for relationships or whatever. Guys, fun only.
Wait, what? What?
Guys are fun only.
Fun
No
only.
dating. No dating men.
Oh man.
Or it'll
Men
take
are
a very special kind of men. Yeah, men are trash. That's actually Evan's bisexuality is I date women, I don't date men.
Yeah, I totally understand.
Yeah. And it's just more bad, like not puns, but more just bad jokes that aren't necessarily
okay.
puns.
How many pictures of you are there where it's like you're holding your gun in a very like phallic way?
Right?
Only two. Only two.
Only 2.
Only
Only
two out
two.
of like what 4 that you can have. On
You get
there?
like 4 or 5 or something like
You
that.
get like 9.
Whoa.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
But definitely my main profile picture is me with like my biggest gun.
Oh, hold on. Do you really mean a gun?
What?
Or do you really mean a gun, or is your profile going to be taken down within the day?
No, my real gun.
Okay, got it.
Powder's not gross.
Powder doesn't send unsolicited dick pics.
I think
No way.
would have just said yes.
All right, I've given
No,
this as long as I can
that's
give
a
it.
swipe. That's a swipe up.
Yeah, super swipe.
The super
Yeah,
super swipe.
yes.
Yeah.
Gosh,
No, Hawk.
we do know
Uh,
we are streaming.
We were
You know,
calling.
we're
I'll
a part
know
of it, but
Yeah, I'm gonna have to reboot, guys. This is completely flying off the handle.
Sounds
Not
like
just
it's
you
our
guys.
8:30. Sounds like it's
Yeah.
our 8.
It's our
Or
8:30
8:20
break, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen. We are gonna take a little bit of time. I can't guarantee it's gonna be 10 minutes because I actually have to completely reboot the stream. So I'm gonna reboot my machine. I'm gonna end the stream, but we will be back. And just watch for the notifications. We'll be back up in a minute. I'm really sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I have no idea what happened. Slobs updated today, and apparently Slobs hates everyone right now. So we're gonna try and drop back and punt.
Real quick before we go, something very important. Bastion doesn't have a Tinder; he has a grinder. All right, we'll see you guys.
ladies and gentlemen, things seem to hopefully, knock on my wood door, be going okay. So we're going to go ahead and get back into it. When we left off before the awful crash of 2020, of December 2020, you guys were kind of grilling Xander's dad.
Yeah, I was specifically trying to get a read on his mom as well. Didn't read her quite as well. I only got an 11.
And she is basically just immediately, immensely, and absolutely heartbroken. I mean, her sorrow is absolutely sincere.
I'm specifically trying to pick up on like the interaction between her and his father. Like, I'm trying to figure out like if she's like, every time that he's like saying a little stab here and there, like if she's like, if it's a stab to her as well, like if that's part of what was going on.
So sometimes when he is obviously, when it's obvious that he is thinking negatively about his son, when it's obvious that he is saying something derogatory about his son, she reaches out and puts a hand on him, and he never like jerks his hand back, never takes his hand away, but he does stop, and he does basically, she puts him in check, but it's not like, you know, he seems to be chastised or reprimanded. He just stops what he's saying and just, you know, pulls himself back together. She doesn't seem to be afraid of him, if that's what you're looking for. She's not shying away from him, because he obviously gets upset. But but she doesn't have any direct. In fact, she's the one who is, you know, you can tell without her there that he might be saying more than what he is saying.
Right.
But with her there, he is actually seems to be more able to hold in whatever it is he is trying, whatever he wants to actually say.
So with that in mind, I'm going to say to him, the things that were said and things that are between you and your son, I'm no stranger to a colorful relationship with your immediate family. But I can tell you, from what I saw, there may have been that tension there, but he loved you both very much, and he wanted to make you proud more than anything. In everything that he did it to further himself, to raise himself up, and to raise up the name Cobwood. And you're both very lucky.
I'd like to insight check Bastion.
Go right ahead.
I can't tell if he's putting on a facade for the parents or if he's actually thinks that's his truth. Because dude definitely had a different impression, insight, with my whopping +0.
Dun dun dun.
Well, 1.
Well, you know that you have a navel.
That was like, what does he mean by that? Then I was like, oh, an actual navel. I looked up as he's saying this, and I realized that there is some fat from the turkey breakfast turkey bacon, because dude doesn't eat pork, in there, and he kind of
Takes it out.
and he flicks it,
Uh,
and yeah, that's about it.
I'd say that you know Bastion at least well enough to know that like he is employing the same level of like just enough truth mixed in with lies of omission that his father seems to be doing. I'm telling them things that he did. This is true. He was trying to elevate himself. He was trying to, become more, and doing it on his own. But he didn't. He technically didn't like disown his family name, so he was elevating the name Cobwood.
That is
So
very true.
So I'm not technically lying to them.
Technicality. So
I know how to speak noble.
I know how to speak noble. So one quick thing on that whole situation, Mr. Nobly speaking noble. When you're saying this, you're obviously not. You're playing with words, but you're not lying, as you said.
Right.
Are you attempting? Are you basically trying to sell up Xander, or are you attempting to curry favor with a father?
I am trying to. I'm trying to ease some of the pain that they're feeling, and like bring some tensions down a bit. Like they're definitely they're not like. They're obviously not like at each other's throats, but like I'm noticing that every time he tries to go and speak his mind, she's putting her hand on his shoulder. He was obviously estranged with Xander, and knowing what we knew about Xander, it was probably a little bit of a two-way street. There's a bit too much son in the father and a bit too much father in the son, for both of them to. Gross. No, you know what the fuck I'm talking. Don't make those faces. You guys are disgusting. They're too similar in their nature to not butt heads. So knowing all of this, I'm trying to like. It's let's be nice. Let's be civil. Let's remember our dead friend, your dead son. Let's honor his memory. And it's like if you're at Thanksgiving and like grandma's kind of talking a little bit about like she's like just starting to skirt some like sketchy issues, and you're like, okay, like grandma, the stuffing is fantastic. Did you do something different this year? Grandma, you're always such a great cook, and you're just or like your estranged uncle is just starting to go off about how things are changing. They used to be so different, and you're like, man, I am looking forward to Christmas this year. What do you guys want? I'm trying to I'm trying to course correct here.
Mm-hmm.
Hard.
So, as you're saying that, Lord Orion kind of stands up and he says, I think that the most important thing that we can take from this is that there is a large number of people that young Mr. Cobwood, that his life touched, and that whose joy that he brought affected others. He says, I have something that Sergeant Germain gave me. It is a letter, apparently, that was presented to her. And in case of, It is a letter that was given to her by Mr. Cobwood. Young Mr. Cobwood. And it was to be presented to you all if anything were to befall him that he could not survive. Sergeant Germain was going to read it to you, but unfortunately with the prisoner that she is attempting, that she has at the jail prison now, in her prison now, she cannot be taken away from that, as that is the highest priority. So she gave it to me, and I did not want to do this at a ceremony later this evening where it would be done in front of strangers. I've thought it best to do it here and now before everyone else arrives. So, Xander, would you like to read your letter?
Dear friends, if you're reading this, then I have no doubt saved your life from certain death. Please do not mourn me, for I died a hero. Probably. If I died from something else, tell everyone that I died saving you from certain death. Bastion, you are the one everyone looks to when shit hits the fan. Heavy lies the crown, but you wear it well. Whenever things are their darkest, remember, you are not alone. I'll always be inside of you. Astrid, you are the shining light of the powder kegs. You also carry the heaviest burden. Remember that even though you are the torch, your friends provide the kindling. Powder, you are the heart and soul of this group. I knew when I first met you that without you, the powder kegs would be nameless and without a cause. You made me feel instantly like family, and I loved you like a brother. Joey, if powder is the heart and soul, then you are the blood. You breathe life into every member of this group, literally and figuratively. Dude, it wouldn't have worked out between us, but gods were you pretty. You added life to this family when things seemed dull. Remember me fondly, especially when you take a bath by yourself.
Powder tears up a little bit.
Lord Orion pulls the letter and says, I kind of wish I would have proofread that first.
Yeah, like this is like in front of his parents.
Yeah.
Right? Like he's like reading that in front.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Xander's mother's kind of got her hand over her mouth like this, and she's like, oh. And
I look over and immediately go, we had some great times.
His father kind
I
of looks
didn't know
around,
he
and
thought so.
looks around at all of you, and he says, I won't even begin to pretend to understand that. But it's very obvious that although he may not have had the best family to come from, it seems he found the best family to go to.
Who said that?
His father.
Oh, I need to roll something really quick.
Okay.
Is deciding whether to say something a wisdom check or an intelligence check?
Wisdom, definitely.
Fantastic. Fuck, where is it? Yeah, alright, he goes, so you agree? You're a terrible family to come from.
He kind of like stiffens a little bit. And you see something. You don't even have to make a perception roll. You see something break.
So I'm going to take a book or a play from Lady Cobwood's book, and I'm going to
Put a
reach
hand
out.
on dude.
I'm gonna reach out and I'm gonna put my hand on dude's arm, and I'm just gonna kind of give him a little bit of a side eye. That just says like,
For one
"Not-
second,
not right now.
Mr. Cobwood draws
I
in.
jerk my hand away, and I'm like, I feel I have been fairly restrained this entire meeting. And I look over to the wife and I go, I have no qualm with you. You seem to be very distressed. However, it's really quite the experience for me, because as being such brash and shitty as I am, I come from a great family, and it seems like everybody else in this fucking troop has terrible daddy issues in one way or another.
My father loves me, thank you.
The non-green ones have terrible daddy issues. What is it?
I just kind of shrug.
What is it about the
Yeah,
rich
Astrid too, just kind of like.
and the powerful that leads you to treat your children in a way where they run away from you? What is it about your stature that makes it, and also that's an Anthony word, not a dude word, but I couldn't think of anything. What is it about you that allows you to treat your children in a way where they go to call the sense of adventure and throw their life in danger to get away from you?
He kind of looks at you, and you can see that his breathing is coming like in very big gulps. And he says, I think it best if we all take a moment I will allow this as you are grieving for your friend. Xander and I did not have a good relationship, but I kept him safe.
Did you try?
He chose. He chose to leave. Thank you so much. I can't even see what that is. So he chose to leave home. He chose to find a life of his own. And I agreed. Not just because his mother begged me. Not just because he told me he was going, whether I liked it or not. Because even though I was a horrible fucking father, I knew he needed to grow up. And I wasn't helping him. And I couldn't help him. So I let my son go into the world to learn how to be the man he died as. The man who sacrificed himself for you. If you'll excuse me.
You're excused.
Fuck you. And he stands up and he walks away from the table.
Your son and I had great times, so you're not my type.
He just keeps walking. He walks out the door.
I reach across the
Well,
table. I reach across the table and just put my hand on Mrs. Cobwood's, on top of her hands, and I go, none of that was directed at you. I see that you were grieving, and I see that you were hurt. My condolences for you, as we are hurting as well.
She has a look on her face of shock. And as you reach over and put your hand on her hand, she kind of looks down at your hand and she kind of looks at you. And then she kind of like shakes her way out of it, and she says, I don't care who you think you are. That was my husband, and that was his son.
Well, to me,
No
he's
matter-
nobody more. He hurt my friend for much longer than I knew him. I understand that you may not have been in a position to stop it,
She stands
but this
up.
is my only opportunity to say my piece.
What right do you think you have to say your piece to grieving parents of someone you've known for a few months, that they spent their lives trying to understand and give peace to?
I found myself in a lot of situations where I had no right to speak how I do. That's just kind of the person I am.
She kind of looks at the rest of you and she kind of like shakes her head and she turns around and walks off.
I'll see you all for lunch. I
She
assume they're
doesn't-
not going to respond. Yeah.
Oh,
Don't have to.
Oh no! Oh no!
Powder just kind of awkwardly goes, well, I have something very nice planned for Xander. I was going to skywrite R.I.P. Xander in the sky.
1-800 RIPs XNDR.
How
Not
many
a real
words can I
number.
do?
Not a real number.
Not a real
Don't
number.
call. Please don't call.
As they leave, I look over at Bash and I go, do you think I was too hard?
Lord Orion sitting at the table, he's like, I think you were
Oh
an
shit, I forgot
asshole.
he was there.
A little.
I like, as soon as Lord Orion says something, I jump, like, I forgot you were even here.
And Lord Orion literally goes, I think you were an asshole.
That's fine. I can be an asshole. I'm asking if the situation deserved it due to the nature of his upbringing.
No.
I'm going.
I wasn't
to,
asking you, and I point to Orion. I look back at Bastion.
I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna walk over to Dude, and I'm gonna put my hand on his shoulder and I'm going to say, I want you to know that I agree with you, but I also think that very much like the cabinet, sometimes there are doors that are better off perhaps being opened later. Not being opened, but just because there's a door in front of you doesn't mean you need to kick it open.
Well, very much like the cabinet. How often are we going to be back at that monastery where it was? I didn't think I had another opportunity to say my piece.
Yes, well,
I suppose it doesn't matter at this point.
I can't, dude, I can't fault you for being you.
I appreciate that.
It's part of your charm.
Thank you for the cheers, anonymous cheer.
And I'm going to sit down and I'm going to eat the rest of my breakfast. And just kind of like about everything for a second.
I pull off my tie bandana, or my bandana, because it's cutting off the circulation of my crown, and I kind of look over and I dab some like gravy or whatever the fuck he's eating from the corner of his mouth, and I go, "You miss a bit. What are we doing today? Other than this, like, yeah, I understand this. Like, there's going to be some festivities, but
There's going to... The Lord Orion's kind of like... He's sitting at the other end of the table, and he's kind of like...
again, totally forgot you were here. Jesus Christ.
Oh my god!
It is my
we
house,
just talked
dude.
like 10 minutes ago.
Put.
I was having a moment. I am so sorry.
He says,
I'm
We
gonna
are
put
going
your face
to
on
have-
a goldfish.
put your face on a goldfish.
Yeah, do
We're
it.
going to have a service this evening, a dinner in honor of Xander. His parents and you all will be the guests of honor. There will be several officials who are coming by. It's not anything formal. It's mainly going to be, hopefully, some of you telling the group that will be coming about Xander on a personal level. What you liked about him, how it was adventuring with him. And then there will be platitudes, of course.
What's that mean?
People will say nice things. Say their condolences. Make condolences to his family. And there is a Xander Cobwood Memorial Fund that is being set up, which is going to benefit the arts. As his mother told me that he was an actor.
Were they able to recover his body?
Apparently not. There was remains. There was an obvious site where the remains were. But
the remains weren't there?
They weren't sure. The
So
sidewalk, the street had been pounded to the point where it was broken up. The destructive force that was used upon Xander, they may have... I'm sorry. This was a description that was given to me. May have blown pieces of him all over that area. Those creatures...
Who were these people? Who are these machines, these Warforged? Who do they work for? Were they sent after us?
The Warforged themselves, the Warforged handlers, the Warforged who were riding those things, were the ones actually in charge. There is some talk that there is a rebel Warforged general out in the Mournlands who is leading a rebellion of Warforged, trying to establish their own nation. And he is... There are strong rumors that he is using elements of the criminal underworld to attempt to destabilize some of the major governments in the world, in order to make sure that there will be no one in a strong position to directly oppose them when they attempt their whatever they're going to do to try and take some land.
So we were just in the wrong place at the wrong time?
No,
Or were they sent after us?
they were sent after you. Apparently, they have reached out to the criminal underworld of some of these nations and cities in order to sow chaos by increasing criminal activity, by doing
So
anything they can.
These in particular were tied to the Dosk.
That's what the thought is. That they were lent to the Dosk in order to take care of a very formidable problem, which is you.
I look at the rest of the party, and without any sway of who I'm speaking in front of. The Dosk are under the impression we are supposed to be in their employ. Have we done anything yet to dissuade that? Another Anthony word, not a dude word.
You did attack allies of the Dosk.
We killed a lot of people.
The
And-
cultists, the down in the
No. Before we got on the train,
they attacked us, and we weren't in Sharn.
yes, correct.
So they were setting us up for failure.
But we still killed them.
Or it was either kill or be killed.
Correct. But the fact remains that whatever deal we were supposed to strike with them, when they came for us, we
Interesting
killed
thing.
them.
Dude, make me an insight check.
I'm very insulted.
I know. Odds are nothing's gonna
Uh,
come of it.
But to be fair, it's only a +0, not a -3, so... Son of a bitch. I'm only rolling ones tonight, apparently.
Okay.
Jesus Christ!
It's Johnny Trinity all over again.
So go ahead, continue, Bastion. Sorry.
Yeah, I was saying we whether or not it was in self-defense. You said that we were going to be, we were supposed to work out some sort of deal with them, and we were to get back to them with our answer. And when we did not answer them, they sent people to us. And while they did attack us on sight, yes, that was because we did not answer them. And no answer is an answer.
We've been in Sean for a day. And they killed our friend for it.
Oh, no. They will... all of them die. We are going to kill every single one of them. They're going to answer for this.
Lord Orion kind of looks at you, Bastion, and he says, there are 13 separate leaders of the Dosk. They work in cells to keep each one independent and able to function if one of the cells is removed. If you are serious about removing them, then you know you have my full support.
I pull out the glaive, move like everything, like I just push everything out from in front of me, like part of Bastion's food gets knocked aside, and whoever's to my right gets knocked aside. I put it down, and I look. Is there the colors of House Orion are like it was white and blue, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like a
I go over to some
lightish
tapestry.
blue and white. Yep.
I go over to some white tapestry. I just rip it. I just rip it off, and I go back over to the glaive and up at the base of the staff and the blade. I tie it on there, and I go paint, ink. What do you have?
He says, he goes over to like off to the side. There's in one of the sitting areas. There's like a little writing desk, and he opens the writing desk and he brings over a quill and a pot of ink.
Fantastic. And I go over this and I look over Bastion. I'm like, spell check me, okay? And I look over at them and I say, what are their names?
Names of
The leaders of the cells.
Oh, I have not been able to get that information yet, but don't
Son of a
worry, I
bitch.
will.
Give me the names as soon as you can. And then I go and I pull out one of my blades and I start carving something into the staff, which I assume is not the magical part, in Orcish, though.
I would like to do a history check to see if I would know at least like some of the big names. having worked in the underbelly for a while, like I'm sure you.
I'm going to
I'm
give
sure
you this
would
because
hear,
it's not really that. The DOSC is a newer organization, so they've only been in existence in Sharn for like the last 100 years. And like I said, they're new kids on the block, but because of that, they're extremely vicious. Okay. They have 13 different cell leaders. Um, but the cell leaders are all notated by different animals. Like there's the shark, there's the wolf, there's the blah
okay.
blah blah blah, and they're all like all different types of predatory animals. There's the wolverine, there's the all these different things like that, all different predatory animals. And so, but no one other than knowing what each one of them is supposed to represent, as in the snake is of course one of the snake and the bat are both basically cells of the DOS that are designed around secrecy in some way or being hidden or something like that. And then there's the Wolverine and the Great Bear and the Wolf, and those are more the combat arms of the DOS, where the hit squads come from and everything like that. So there are different aspects of the DOS that are all handled by different cell leaders, but at the same time, no one knows who the cell leaders are. It's the only thing really about the DOS that's a mystery. Other than that, they kind of wear their intentions on their sleeves. They're violent. They're willing to do anything to stay in power or to get power. They're ruthless and they're tenacious.
So, but he would know that the animals that were they would know that animals in association with these 13 cells, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to write the names of the animals as well as leaving space for an actual name later if that comes down to it. Before I start carving into the
Okay.
staff of the glaive.
Gotcha. All right. So you're sitting there on the the banquet table, just carving away on your staff. He kind of like Lord Orion kind of looks at the rest of you, and he says, "This is no small feat. The DOSC are making their play here in Sharn, but as far as I know, they're not limited to Sharn.
Of course they're not. They had to go to Denga to get my parents.
Their influence stretches across Kover. And maybe farther, I don't know. They have developed from a small, ruthless gang of thugs to a organized criminal organization in less than a century. And this is something that has not been... This is not something that we've ever dealt with before. The criminal organizations are more like businesses and enterprises than they are this. These men, these people make decisions, and once decided, they don't bend. House Orion is in their sights because I did not fall the way they wanted me to. I did not fall in line the way they wanted me to. And in the end, because of you all, I thwarted their intentions. And because of that, I now have their anonymity. But I'm willing to take that on my shoulders, because I have the resources to weather it. You all saw what's happened. There can be no ambiguity about what can happen to you all by undertaking this. I am not trying to drive you all away from this objective or this ideal. If anything, I know that you would be a great aid in this. But
These men, these people, they may be spread out. They may be far. They may be hiding. But we had already planned to do a bit of traveling once business was concluded here. I think that we're all up for a bit of hunting.
I know that the criminal underworld of Sharn is just as powerful as the business world of Sharn. They overlap in a lot of places.
Well, my lord, there are several different ways to skin an owlbear. Taking them on head on, not knowing where they are, will be very difficult. But it's my experience in the short time that I spent affiliated with some unsavory types that you can always kick a hornet's nest and expect it to do what a hornet's nest does. These Dusk surely have allies that are somewhat antagonistic, uneasy alliances. There are ways to put pressure on those. Weaken their resolve around them, and they will circle their wagons. But then you have them all in one place. You get them on the defensive. But they're right where you want them. This will not be an easy task.
No.
But I am happy to hear that we will have the support of a great house.
They tried to take my son. They did take Mr. Cobwood's son. I would not see any other mother or father go through that again. But at the same time, I don't see of any other way. So, this is it then. This is the pact. I will support you in any way I can. And you will take the fight to the dusk.
Let's wait until after the
Yes.
as he's saying, blowing off the wood chips from the staff, where he's finished the orcish carving there. He goes, let's wait until after to talk that business. I think Miss Cobwood, we should at least give her the benefit of grieving before we make our next stand.
He's, Lord Orion kind of looks over at you and he goes like, do you have children?
Nope. Maybe.
Okay, I should rephrase that. Dude, are you a father?
No.
In that case,
Buddies.
as a father, let me tell you that no matter what you think, Mr. Cobwood deserves to grieve. And if you intend on inhibiting that in any way, shape, or form, I will expel you from this house.
You love your son, right? You would do anything for him? You spent a lot of money trying to find him, and then hiring our friends here to track him down.
I'm assuming you're going somewhere with this.
I'm asking a question.
The answer's obvious.
Fantastic. I did not see any intention of that from the father of Xander.
Intention how?
What is Mr. Cobwood's business? What is his revenue?
Magics.
It's quite a business here. And Eberron, Sharn.
Gover, yes.
Gover, thank you. I forgot the word.
Geography's tough.
Geography is not dude's strong suit. It's very obvious.
Rocks are for walking on, not
this
naming.
Quite often in my years here, working in the underbelly, fighting, and my association with the Dosk. People forget that gold is gold, silver is silver. Things can be rebought, but you cannot bring someone dead back to life. Well,
he kind of grins and he's like, you cannot bring someone dead back to life without a body.
maybe not without powerful magics, but it seems that either Mr. Cobwood does not have the funds or the means, or does not want to.
The complications with what you're asking and the power to perform what you're asking. There is a limited number of people who have those abilities. And he probably does not have the means to afford those services.
But he has the assets to liquidate.
If I'm assuming that he might. Did not exactly go look up his portfolio before I invited him to come grieve the loss of his son. But no matter, he does not have any means to bring him back. If he had access to a healer who had those abilities, someone, and he kind of gestures over to Joey from her house. But even in her house, a house devoted to those arts, there are not even half a dozen who are powerful enough to do so. And of those half a dozen, the odds of actually getting someone to actually be able to do it right here and now, and he kind of gestures at Joey, and he says, the healing house is, and he kind of nods at her, almost apologizes, as not known for its charity.
I stop him. I go, I'm not going to sit here and entertain the idea of myself knowing anything about the arcane arts. However, I feel like, and as I'm standing up, I feel perhaps this all could have been avoided if the father could just show that he gave a shit. Breakfast was fantastic. Thank you very much. I can't wait to hear what you have in store for this meeting tonight for his... Is it a wake? Is it a celebration of life?
A celebration of life.
I can't wait to experience that. I am going to see if I can get some poor servants to bathe me again. You all have a great time. I will see you at dinner.
All right. He doesn't even attempt to stop you.
I'm going to stand up as well. I'm going to say, well, with that,
With that,
there is much that can be done before we begin with everything. I do have one question, my lord. We were originally brought here for the trial,
Yes,
which I believe is scheduled for tomorrow.
it was. Yes.
Has this been changed?
Yes, I had it moved.
Will we still be required for the attendance of the trial?
Do you wish to be present? As I understand it, it is a very disturbing thing to witness.
It is a trial by pain, yes?
Yes.
I cannot speak for the rest of the group, but if it would please you, I would be willing.
It is in 2 days.
Well, then, in that time, we will begin preparations for our departure and our search. And with that, I will take my leave and I will see you later this evening. And I'm going to push my chair back in, and I'm going to push Dude's chair back in too. And I'm going to go upstairs to my room. And there's something I want to try once I'm alone in my room.
Okay.
But I'll wait.
Sure. Thank you. Astrid, Powder, what are you two doing?
I look awkwardly at Astrid and I go, well, that was lovely.
You're still at the table.
Are we allowed to leave the house, Mr. Orion, or is that not safe, Lord Orion?
Lord Orion is fine.
Mr. Lord.
Mr. Lord Orion. He says, actually, we would prefer if you didn't, but if you do, we would like you to take a troop with you. Guards.
I could probably just send a servant for what I need, if that would do.
Yes.
But I'll stand up from the table, push my chair in, put my hand on Astrid's, back, lower back, because I'm short. And go, come find me later, alright? When you're free. And I wander back off to my room.
Okay. And Astrid, what are you doing?
I guess I'm gonna go to my room by myself.
I mean, you could have left at the same time Powder did.
Are you just gonna go with Powder? Are you free now?
Yeah, I mean, I was literally about to be like, well, I'm free now.
Now works. I just thought we might all want some time to recover from that.
Yeah, that was, a lot.
Very much a lot. Very much so. I just figured we'd all take a minute first and settle ourselves from the excitement.
Okay. So, we're going to take a pause on you guys for a moment. Rin. Hello, Rin. You have been in Sharn for a couple of months. You've been making your way through trying to find a way to earn some coin while continuing to try and find a solution to your problem. That voice that spoke to you hasn't been very vocal since you arrived. You've tried reaching out to it, you tried talking to it, but it doesn't seem to be actively trying to aid you at this point, which is kind of the opposite of what it originally said. And it's been, like I said, it's been months. So, you're starting to get kind of really desperate and upset. I mean, you've been able to keep yourself fed and, earn enough coin to just from taking on different jobs and stuff like that to keep yourself housed. But it's not like you're having a really great time of it right now, being so far from home and basically cut off from everyone you ever knew. So you are basically kind of sitting down at this little open air restaurant, a little bit down in the cog, the upper levels of the cog for the most part, which is the most affordable place you can stay, where you feel relatively safe. And you're eating, and that voice enters your mind. And once again, it is that overall overwhelming feeling of a presence. And he says, "It is begun sooner than I thought. They have made contact. They have established a foothold. How long have I been gone?"
Like a couple months.
I am sorry. I was looking for them. The ones that I warned you of. The ones I said threatened this realm. He says they are concealed. They're very good at concealing themselves. But I'm afraid their plans have been accelerated. Something's gone wrong. They've been flushed out. I need you. Are you still in that place with the spires, the towers?
Sharn, yes.
I need you to go up to the mithril level, mithril gate. I need you to go up to that level. There is a creature there. The City Watch garrison on that level is containing her. For now. He says, she was captured by a group of people. They don't know it yet, but they're standing in opposition to those we oppose. They are something with a unicorn. It's a symbol over a gate. A large silver unicorn. He says, don't try and get in. The grounds are so heavily fortified and warded that I could barely even penetrate them to make sure they were there. He says, just wait. Something is going to happen. Something big. But whatever happens, you're not there to help them deal with it. It's a distraction. They need to get to the jailhouse. So once everything goes crazy, you'll be able to get in the gate then. He says, get inside. You're looking for them. And he puts an image, and each one of the members of the Powder Keg's faces flash before your eyes, in your head. And he says, find them, and tell them that the priestess is being rescued. You won't have much time.
Alright.
Start making your way up there. It's going to take you a long time from what I can see.
But I just... Oh, okay. Fine. And so I'm gonna, try and, eat as fast as I can real quick, and then pull my mask up above my face, pull my hood up, and pee.
And so you basically you have to go up a couple of levels, which takes you pretty much about a half an hour to get up to a level where you can actually hire. Are you going to hire a skycab, or are you going to attempt to hoof it all the way up? I mean, you don't have a crap ton of money, but you have money.
Yeah, I'm still not wholly familiar with all that stuff, so I'm going to hoof it.
All right, so it's going to take you about an hour to get all the way up there.
Mm-hmm.
So while you're making your way up to the mithril level, and plus, you're gonna have to find a way and a reason to get past the guards that guard the entrance to the mithril level. So that's going to be interesting of itself.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So as you're making your way up, the rest of you spend. Kessie, you and Astrid and Evan were having a discussion, or going to have a discussion.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yes.
It just. Never mind. Anyway, let's go.
All right. So, Powder will lead you to his room. Actually,
Okay.
On the way, he's like, I just wanted to talk to you about a few things, and I wanted to do it in private. It's very important to me. And as we get to my room, I shut the door, and I actually ask the servants to wait outside.
No, but they go outside.
Yeah. Astrid, I feel like I owe you an apology. Or at least an explanation.
For what, Powder?
I know that it didn't really upset y'all, but it all worked out in the end, but there was a rift in the group when we found the heart.
I think that was more of a misunderstanding.
I lied to you. Straight to your face. About where we hid the heart.
Yeah.
And that is not becoming of a good group.
Yeah. It doesn't feel good to be lied to. Sure.
It does not.
But it's in the past. Everything worked out okay. I just think we need to move forward.
I appreciate that. I hope you understand why I was so desperate now that I've told you, and why Bastion was so desperate.
I understand.
I wanted to say this to you and Xander both, and now I only get to say it to you, so I wanted to say it soon. Bastion told me I didn't need to do this.
I thought that was bad the first time. It's still bad the second time. Anyway.
Bastion said you probably would appreciate it, but you reacted just as he said. He's smart, that one. And you're tough. And Dude is strong. And I'm intuitive. I just want you to know that I'm here for you.
There is a big difference between you and Bastion and even Dude and me. You all have people that you've cared about deeply and passionately. My big thing for me is my mission, is what I'm supposed to do. And that's it.
Well,
that's what
we all have goals here. I have my parents, yes. But I've had lots taken from me as well. And I aim to get it back. But I'll need your help. And I promise, in exchange, I will help fight for the light.
And I appreciate that. I will need all the help that I can get.
Thank you. And thank you for accepting my apology.
Of course.
Now, I know it's been a rough day, but we'll come back for dinner or lunch, whatever else we have to do here, with a better attitude, and maybe Dude will calm down.
I hope so.
That was embarrassing. But I understand where he was coming from. Damn it, Anthony.
I was gonna wait until after the scene, but I felt it was appropriate.
I think Josh and Kessie freeze.
Ah, fuck.
They totally did. They
Oh
totally
shit!
did.
Their net probably just went down.
They'll probably be back in a second. Or
Dude,
it'll
things are
disconnect.
going crazy tonight because I couldn't like get to my Skype for the longest time. I couldn't see anything. I can't get to D&D Beyond all of a sudden. I don't know what the hell's going on. So anyway,
It's spooky.
What is the internet?
it is a place
It's
where
a
we go to be
series of
frustrated.
tubes.
But anyway,
Magnets. How do they
Magnets.
work?
How do they work?
so the afternoon passes. If no one else is going to jump on anything like that, the afternoon is going to pass very uneventfully. A light lunch is served if anyone goes downstairs to eat. Neither Mr. or Mrs. Cobwood are present at lunch. As you guys make ready for dinner, it's starting to get dark. It's been about 3 or 4 hours, and as you guys start, the dinner's actually being held kind of early because they want to do it during daylight still. So people are starting to show up. The first to arrive are dignitaries, a couple of nobles. The mayor of Sharn is there. It's a few things that come through. People that come in, and the servants begin, of course, stepping up. The guard presence gets tripled. You all are basically, you're allowed to roam freely if you want to walk around or anything like that, but for the most part, the servants will tend to whatever needs you need, but they do tend to, ask you, if you want to go get something to drink, they're just like, I will bring it to you here. And they keep on basically this, it's basically being made. I mean, dude, you don't notice at all, but the rest of you notice quite easily that it's being made apparent that they kind of want you to stay in your rooms if you do not have to leave your rooms. Right about 4-ish in the afternoon, if you're all in your room still, the servants come in and they basically knock on the doors and they say that dinner will be served soon. People have arrived, and if you wish to come down and take your places at the table, it would greatly be appreciated. So if do you all mosey downstairs?
Yeah.
Yep.
As we're going
so-
downstairs, I assume that I see somebody, and this time I actually have the tie on correctly. And I go, I figured it out. He wasn't trying to strangle me. Total misunderstanding. I don't understand it, but for the sake of putting on appearances.
And what were you gonna say, Josh?
So I had a bit of an internet hiccup.
Yes.
And I disappeared. I wanted to try something in my room before
Sure. Oh yes,
we
absolutely.
get called
Go right
back
ahead.
down. Sorry. So before all of that, I would have gone into the room and I would have, sent everyone away, closed the door, and I would have gotten into a meditative state, like Astrid has shown me.
Mm-hmm.
And once I'm kind of still and quiet, I'm just going to reach out in my mind, and I'm going to say, I'm not sure if you're there, or if you're not, or if you're always there, or if you're only there sometimes. But I'm trying to get a hold of you right now, if you're there.
And who were you reaching out to?
The voice that spoke to me in the alleyway.
There is a long pause. And it comes through, but it is subdued. Almost like it's coming from a long way off.
Mhm.
You have risen far too high. It is not comfortable.
What do you mean?
The distance. What may I do for you?
I have so many questions for you. But right now, I just need clarification.
Ask, I will do what I can.
You said earlier that you failed me in not having information for me,
Yes, I did.
but that you would work in the future to be more vigilant.
Yes.
What is there a limit? Is there a scope?
We are currently working without anything more than, at best, a gentleman's agreement. If you wish me to put in, and do not get me wrong, I am doing my best to seduce you, to entice you, to give you what you need, so you will help me when I need it. That is the way of things, is it not?
I'm familiar with quid pro quo.
What I am asking you now is if we entered into a more formal arrangement, it would benefit us both. Because I would be more directly responsible to you to keep you informed and to expend resources to aid you. And you would be more beholden to me to do things that I request. This is a much more business-like arrangement than we have now. Now I am doing what I can for you with little to no direct assurance that this investment will be rewarded. But that is the nature of investment, and I am willing to continue in this stead. But if you want me to allocate real resources to you, to give you real access to power, I would require something more than just this quid pro quo.
You said when we met you that you were going to be a part of us now.
Yes. That is without a doubt something that is more than disturbing to you.
You... I just want to know... Your influence is on us.
Unfortunately, yes.
Does it spread to others?
No. The influence that I have, the taint, as some choose to call it, that is upon you, is the taint that comes on all those who enter that realm. It is just an aspect of human nature that, unbeknownst to you, or mortal nature, that unbeknownst to you, you always carry that darkness within you. But when you enter that realm, the shadow fell. That darkness is given an extra spark, an extra push, and almost, I would say, a life of its own. The influence will be subtle at first, but it will grow. I have heard that people have been able to remove the influence. I, of course, do not know how, as I am a creature made solely of it.
Say I'm not fully interested in removing it. But I'm also not necessarily sold. Where does that leave us?
Exactly where we are. If you're not willing to make the level of commitment that I insist upon, to invest the levels of power you need me to, in order to get this situation resolved quickly, then we continue as we were. I do feel that I owe you because I did fail you, and I am working to rectify that. Which is why I can tell you that the spider is in the cog.
Notes.
Bastion or Reese takes out his arcane mobile device to take
Powder
down
built him a
notes.
note-taking device.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Powders,
The spider
it's-
runs almost all the organization in Sharn.
All right. Unrelated question. Can you show me things? Things that are far away.
I definitely could, as long as those things are touching my realm. And almost anything touches my realm.
Would it be within your power to show me him?
Thank you for the follow. It would be. He is... Wait. I'm assuming you mean your love.
Yes.
It would be within my power to do so.
Good to know. We'll put a pin in this. I expect we'll have more conversations as time goes on.
Yes.
Right now, I'll be honest with you. Your remains. I don't know what the end is, but your remains to it.
And I've been completely honest with you. I have no reason to lie. Even though it is, and I will tell you, within my nature to be able to do so. But I will tell you that I have no wish to do so at this point, because I have been completely honest with you. You are an investment. But I am willing to invest heavily.
And I'll return the favor and tell you that, as it currently stands, you're an interesting tool that might be used. But first we'll see if this information on the spider is good.
I guarantee
You'll
it.
I'm sure you understand my hesitation.
No, I completely understand. And I stand by it.
You're not the first voice to pop into my head. We'll see if this one's real. and I begin to leave the meditative state. But as I'm getting ready to leave, I say, "You say the height? Is it the physical height?"
Anything that brings you closer to that yellow orb of death.
So I need to be somewhere
Down-
darker.
Yes.
Darker next time?
Yes.
All right. I apologize for the uncomfortableness.
I am willing
And-
to suffer and discomfort.
And I come out of my meditative state,
All right.
and I will do some thinking until they come and knock on my door and come get me.
Gotcha. All right. So you guys are taken downstairs. You're each seated. You're at a very long, elegant table. There is probably about a dozen people here, not including yourselves. The dinner is... It's very informal. Lord Orion stands up and thanks everyone for coming. He says that they were originally going to be this was going to be a party to celebrate the victories that the Power of the Kegs had achieved and the accomplishments that have gone through, and just to celebrate the fact that the House Orion was partnering with the Watch to make sure that this type of thing never happened to anyone again. And then tragedy struck and made it all the more apparent how important weeding out corruption in Sharn is. And he goes on to speak a little bit about Xander, saying how he didn't know him that well, but that he proved to be a wry conversationalist, an intelligent man, and obviously a brave man. He induces the Cobwoods, and then he introduces all of you. And he says, he gives you each a few moments to speak about Xander, recounting stories, of what he did. And afterwards, he begins speaking about the foundation that he's brought all these people here together to help him create.
Before he gets to that, like after he's done talking about Xander, and while the first person is telling stories about Xander, I'm going to start ritually casting Skyrite.
Okay.
We're not outside, are we? You can't see the sky? Okay.
Oh, no, you can... If you do it... Because remember, that's a giant bay of windows to your left.
Yes.
So...
And I would like to do it, like, outside in the window where everyone can see.
Yeah, if you angle it down there, you can definitely do it. And like I said, they wanted to do this during the daytime just for security reasons. So there is like you can see through the windows and everything like that, and you can see the sky over there.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna write R.I.P. Xander at the very beginning, just to have hanging in the window as a tribute to him that all of Sharn can see, and that will be part of my speech.
Got it. And people notice it, and some people point at it, and his mother kind of breaks down a little bit when she sees that. Her father, and this is the first time you've seen him do this. When she fully breaks down and she actually starts weeping, his father actually puts his arm around her, and just is doing his best to comfort her. So, as you do that, and they go through, everyone is presenting their stories about Xander and everything like that, and then he begins speaking about the Foundation. As you all are doing that, you notice it first, Powder, because you did the skywriting.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're kind of... do you have to maintain that with concentration?
Yes, I do. So, I have to keep it up, and,
You feel your concentration broken as dark clouds roll in and cover up your skywrite completely. And the room gets much dimmer as storm clouds roll in over the building. and as attendants begin instantly starting to light candelabras. And as Lord Orion is kind of standing there doing his presentation, he kind of looks around. He's like, "Weather and Sharn." He kind of shakes his head, and the room, dutifully chuckles. And as he's sitting there talking about it, a lightning bolt crackles. Rin, you have made it up to this level, up to the Mithril Gates. You have easily found this gate that he was describing with a giant silver unicorn on it. And you've been sitting kind of across the street, probably at a little cafe where you can see the building. And as you've been sitting out at this cafe watching the building and waiting, you see the R.I.P. Xander appear in the sky behind the building, and you're kind of like, you don't know who the hell Xander is, but you're kind of sitting there watching this, and it's kind of a curiosity. People in the street are pointing at it, and some people are talking about each other. And you can hear conversations saying, he was the hero who died fighting against the Dusk, and stuff like that. And other people are talking about the memorial service that's happening right now. And then, as you watching all this happen and talking to these people, you see the storm clouds come rolling in. And when the storm clouds get completely overhead, 3 lightning bolts strike out of the sky. One of them hits the tallest spire on the 2 towers that stand behind there's 2 towers that come up from behind the Lord Orion's mansion. And yes, thank you very much. And one of them strikes the north tower, one of them strikes the south tower, and the 3rd lightning bolt strikes the gates. And all 3 lightning bolts strike those 3 locations. They're explosions of iridescent power, which you've come to recognize as signs of arcane energy being released. And as all that happens at once, you see that the gate, which was standing there and just kind of like locked up, closed, and there was no guards in front of it or anything like that, but the gate was sitting there closed. The gate suddenly just kind of like pops open a little bit, and instead of looking through, because it's just a wrought iron gate. Well, it's a mithril silver gate, but it's just a gate, so you can see through it. And what you saw beyond the gate was just like a perfect pathway winding up towards the house where there was a fountain and all that. But when the lightning bolt hits the gate and the gate pops open a little bit, you can now see that there's like construction scaffolding on the front of the building, and there's construction equipment in the yard that you couldn't see before, and and there's guards now that are running back and forth in the yard that you couldn't see before at all either. It's like some kind of illusion was just dropped, and that's what you see inside the building. As there's the massive crash of thunder, and the wall of glass that faces out into the back gardens suddenly just shatters inward. The entire wall, it's like 40 foot by 50 foot tall and 40 foot wide. It's huge, and it just shatters inward. It's not solid glass, it's windows, but it's all glass windows, walls, and everything like that. And the winds start roaring into the room and blow out all the candelabras. So now the room is kind of like, it's all dim light now because of the storm clouds and the darkness and everything like that. And people start yelling and panicking. And there is a few moments where suddenly everything goes quiet, and then the hearth bursts into flames, and a noxious smell comes from the fire, and a large creature steps out of the flames. It has got a huge furry ape-like body, a boar's head with huge tusks, tiny little wings that do not seem like they belong more on a bat than anything else, and hands end in huge claws. And it kind of steps out, and it looks around, and it says, "I have been sent to collect the souls and deliver them to their friends, Xander Cobwood." And that's where we're going to stop for the night.
Oh my god.
Fuck.
No!
So it said, and dude wasn't there, but Anthony heard it. That delivering the souls of the friends of 2 Xander Cobwood.
Mm-hmm.
You were there. We're all at dinner.
Yeah, dude was there.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I misinterpreted that Ren was the only person that was hearing it.
No. That happened inside the room where you're at. Ren saw the
Oh,
saw the
fantastic.
lightning roll up. Yeah.
Got it.
Cool. Super cool.
I'm excited.
Super
Bro,
fucking
this
cool.
this is a big fight. This guy's nasty.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for dealing with all of our technical difficulties. We are so sorry. I do not know what's going on, but I am going to be looking at my machine in depth right now because I think it was on my machine side. I have no idea, though. So, but thank you all for showing up. Thank you all for being here. This was a very special game for me for a lot of reasons. The number one of which is this month marks see, I was 16, so it marks the 30. I'm 50 or 49. So 60 minus 49 is 30. So what? 33. This is the 33rd anniversary of the death of my first GM.
Aww.
I thought you were going to say your first character, and I was like, oh, that's a great
No,
thing. And then
no.
you just like,
No, it's the real person.
Oh no.
His name was Robert Walterbach. He was a couple years ahead of me in high school, and he's the person who got me into D&D, and he basically was like the biggest influence in my life. He was writing his own game. He got into Texas A&M on a full academic scholarship and was in the Corps. And he was
like that.
Yep, she did.
Yeah.
And he was driving home from school, and he was hit head on by he was driving a 1970s Honda Accord, and he was hit head on by a drunk guy driving a full-size dually at like 80 miles an hour on the highway. And they basically said the truck just went through the car like it didn't exist. And so this is probably one of the worst times of the year for me for gaming, because this is the time of year where I usually don't have any gaming. So the memorial service was perfectly timed. So that is why I'm dedicating this game to Robert and to another GM of mine who passed away, Russell. And I want to thank everyone for having been here. And it has been a really good time. So, and also do not forget, above everything else, we're still trying to get to, 300 followers on Twitch. And we are still working with Extra Life. And we still want you guys to donate. And if you can, support your local game stores, but make sure that you do your best to support the community at large and support each other. So, we love you, and we will always save you a seat at the table. Anthony, do you have anyone to raid?
I sure don't. Let me find somebody real quick.
That's okay.
I was much quicker as far as the announcements goes. But yeah, let me go ahead and find somebody real quick. Let's go ahead and looks like these folks are doing some virtual tabletop stuff. So maybe, but they've been playing for about 4.5 hours. So they might be hopping off soon. Oh, these people are playing Out of the Abyss, which is how much I love Out of the Abyss, because I am currently running it for my players right now. So let's go ahead and just run them over. Are you currently in the Abyss? We're not in the Abyss. We're in the Underdark. Corey RP.
What?
They have been
the Underdark and Out of the Abyss. What?
I know, crazy.
So you guys be sure to tell them.
Spoilers.
Be sure that you guys tell them the Dinner and a Game sent you, and be sure to follow them, spread the love, help the communities grow. And remember, we will be back for a regular schedule for the next couple of weeks, and we will be announcing the Christmas break schedule probably this week.
Ray.
Yeah.
We were supposed to do
Yeah.
the drawing for the giveaway.
I forgot to do the
Oh
drawing.
shit.
Oh, hang on, Anthony. Are we still leaving? Can you cancel?
I
the
mean,
raid?
yeah, we're still on the
We're
thing,
cute.
but we're cute. So
Oh, we're queued. Okay, give me 1 second. I've got it right here. Oh wait, my computer's fucking up like a beast.
how about we postpone it until?
Well, it's
just
already
post it
set.
on the-
It's already set. So let's do this. I will draw the drawing, and we will go ahead and announce it on Facebook after this. The technical difficulties. I just hit my start button and nothing's happened. So
Oh,
the
no.
Yeah, the technical difficulties are so bad that I can't even open up Excel right now, which is where the list is. So I will go ahead and I will do the drawing tonight. After I might have to reboot the machine again, but I'll do the drawing tonight, and we will announce the winner on Facebook and here on. And we will announce it on Twitch too. We'll just put a message up, and we will announce it on Twitter. So you guys follow us on any one of those, or Instagram, we'll get announced there too. Follow us on all those, and you will know who the winner is, and we will make that announcement there. And the next show is going to be
We're
Friday.
gone.
And we're gone.
Okay.
Sorry, I
okay.
ran out of time.
That's all right.
All right.
I'm gonna see if I can even get into this thing. I don't know what's going on with my machine. This is fucking stupid. Can't hear you, Meg.
Hey, Meg.
Meg and I are loving our computers right now. Look at how happy she looks. I'm assuming that
Cat
was
looks
mid machine.
okay.
All right, let me kill this. This is
Who are we rating? I want to look